Italy, a land full of treasures. Every corner feels like a living painting. Ancient towns, vibrant coastlines, endless vineyards. But beyond Rome, Venice, and Florence lies a different Italy, a quieter one, off the beaten path, the kind you won't find on postcards or in travel brochures. Here there are no crowds, only the whispers of time. Forgotten abbeys, tiny medieval villages, mountain trails with no signs. These places are waiting for those who seek more than just a holiday. This journey is for those who want to feel, not just see. Today, I'll take you to 4 incredible places in Italy you've probably never heard of, but they just might stay in your heart forever. Ready? Then let's go and uncover the hidden side of Bella Italia. The first mark on the map, the haunting ruins of San Galgano Abbey. Here, among the Tuscan hills, ancient stones whisper secrets of knights and monks, and the wind carries echoes of forgotten legends. Hidden in the hills of Tuscany lies one of Italy's most hauntingly beautiful ruins, the Abbey of San Galgano. Built in the 13th century by Cistercian monks, it was once a grand center of spirituality and silence. Its architecture, inspired by Gothic and Romanesque styles, reflected the monastic ideals of purity, simplicity, and light. For nearly 300 years, the abbey flourished, but as centuries passed, it fell into decline. War, plague, and neglect slowly emptied its halls. Then, in the 18th century, a lightning strike collapsed the bell tower, and the roof soon followed. What remains now is a majestic skeleton of stone, open to the sky, alive with wind and light. But the abbey is only half the story. Not far from the ruins stands the Rotonda di Montesiepi, a round chapel guarding a curious relic, a sword in the stone. Legend says it was thrust there by a noble knight, Galgano Guidati, who turned from war to faith after a divine vision. Historians believe this real-life tale may have inspired the myth of King Arthur. Today, San Galgano offers more than just history. It offers a moment of stillness, a connection to myth, and a rare glimpse into medieval soul. The path winds onward to the Dolomites, towering, majestic, where the sky descends to touch the earth, and every peak darts a story untold. There are places that don't just impress you, they move you. The Dolomites are one of those rare places. Tucked away in the northern part of Italy, they aren't just mountains, they're sculptures of stone, shaped by time, wind, and ancient seas. The moment you see them, something in you shifts. It's not just the scale, though the cliffs are towering and fierce. It's the feeling they give. Like you've stepped into a secret world where nature speaks its own language. The colors change constantly, from soft grays to golden pinks, deep blues and burning orange. At dawn, everything glows gently under the early light. By midday, the peaks feel sharp and mighty, but it's sunset that takes your breath away. The famous inrossadira, the moment when the rock catches the last rays of the sun and turns to flame, feels like a blessing. Walking here is like walking through a dream. You pass green alpine meadows, peaceful and wild at once. Lakes appear like mirrors dropped from the sky, still and clear. Tiny villages with wooden houses and quiet chapels nestle into the hillsides like stories waiting to be told. Along the trails, every turn reveals something new. A waterfall tumbling down a hidden cliff, a herd of sheep wandering across the path, or a silent rifugio, a mountain hut where you stop, breathe, and take in the view with a hot bowl of polenta or a fresh slice of apple strudel. The silence here is powerful. You hear the wind rustling through the grass, the distant cry of an eagle, the soft crunch of your boots on the trail. No engines, no noise, no rush, just presence, just this moment. Even the clouds seem to move more slowly here. Time stretches, softens, and you start to see things differently, not through a lens or a checklist, but through feeling, through wonder. It's no surprise this region is protected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. These peaks have witnessed centuries. They've stood still while the world changed around them. And when you stand before them, you feel small, but not insignificant. You feel connected to nature, to the earth, and maybe to something within yourself. The Dolomites don't just offer views, they offer perspective. You leave not only with photos, but with something far deeper, a quiet memory, a sense of peace, and the certainty that one day you'll return.
Next, the still waters of Lake Como, a mirror to the mountains and clouds, and to shadows of the past that linger just beneath the surface.
Tucked between the soaring Alps and shimmering waters, Lake Como is a place where time seems to slow, where elegance, nature, and history flow together in perfect rhythm. The journey begins in Bellagio, the pearl of the lake, with its charming stone stairways and flower-filled balconies. It's a town that invites you to wander without purpose, every turn revealing a postcard view, every cafe promising a perfect moment of stillness. Across the lake lies Varenna, a quieter, more romantic village with a beautiful lakeside promenade. High above Varenna, perched on a hilltop, stands Castello di Vecchio, a centuries-old castle watching silently over the lake. Climb up, and you're rewarded with one of the most breathtaking views in all of Como. The ancient walls, the whisper of history, and the sweeping panorama make it unforgettable. Further along the shore is Menangio, a laid-back town where mountain views meet sunny piazzas, perfect for an afternoon stroll or a peaceful coffee by the water. And then there's Villa del Balbinello, perhaps the lake's most iconic gem. With its terraced gardens and cinematic beauty, it feels like a scene from a dream, because it literally has been in films like James Bond and Star Wars. But Lake Como isn't just about landmarks, it's about the feeling. The silence of the mountains, the reflection of the sky and the water, the way the light dances at sunset. Whether you're exploring ancient castles, sailing between villages, or simply doing nothing at all, Lake Como is the kind of place that stays with you long after you've left.
And finally, Cinque Terre, a realm where colorful houses cling to sheer cliffs like timeless sentinels watching over the endless sea, whose waves murmur mysteries no soul dares to unravel.
On the shores of the Ligurian Sea, where cliffs meet the waves, lies a hidden world dreamt of by travelers, Cinque Terre. 5 tiny villages scattered like colorful jewels along the coast, bound together by paths, the sea, and time itself. Here, every sunrise opens a window to a fairy tale, and every sunset paints the horizon in gold and rose. They say Cinque Terre keeps its secrets in the whisper of waves and the echo of narrow streets. Among stone houses and ancient arches, you may hear tales of fishermen who never returned and lovers whose vows faded into the morning mist. On quiet evenings, it feels as if an unseen guide, the wind, leads you to places where time stands still. True magic begins when the sun sinks beyond the horizon. Lantern light dances on facades, shimmers in the calm water, and the sea speaks in its own nocturnal language. From the viewpoints, lighthouses blink in the distance, while from small trattorias drift laughter and the clink of glasses. Cinque Terre is not just a place on the map. It's a dream you carry home, a piece of quiet Italian wonder.
In these sacred corners of Italy, where legends whisper and beauty feels almost unreal, we've only scratched the surface. Beyond every mountain, every ancient stone, and every shadowed path, like countless stories waiting to be told. This is just the beginning. Join us here on Point of Awe as we journey deeper into the mystical and the unknown. Subscribe now and step with us into a world where dreams and reality are one. The next adventure is already calling.